call to overseas ministry I heard in the 6th and 7th grade. My teacher, who constantly promoted Nigerian missions. So I went to Calvin. It served as the basis for me in 1964 for graduate pursuit and teaching at a public university. It's the excitement that evolved upon being there. And the reality in my heart and mind that this is where God wanted me to be, because the constant emphasis in Greek, in Hebrew, in English served as the basis for me in 1964 for graduate pursuit and teaching at a public university. It was the University of Illinois with its humanities bearing that attracted me the most. And after receiving my PhD here, they offered me a position, so I've stayed for 35 years. So my 35 years at the University of Illinois have centered on that concept, that communication is a philosophy of language and not to be reduced to oral or print, radio, or digital. Now, it's not overseas ministry, but it's education with a language center to the non-Christian. So it's not overseas, but the world I live in is actually international in character. What was important at Calvin is to understand the complications between the church and the kingdom, and the Reformed view always is kingdom-oriented. So I'd love to believe that in my 35 years here, this notion of kingdom agency has become vital to me. The concepts I learned that were central to Calvin Theological Seminary does, as a matter of fact, by God's grace, in a public university, not have to isolate itself along the sideline or just plead for a hearing, but can be, as a matter of fact, constructive in producing the kind of scholarship and teaching and curriculum that matters. My fondest hope, graduates, is that we engage secularism in North America, not in lament, but in the confidence that the church will be built on Jesus, the cornerstone, and thankful that the church is exploding in Africa, in the continent of South America, in regions of Asia. We need each other for transformation. We serve where God calls us, but within that commitment, the advantages of longevity are enormous.